What's up everybody? Welcome back to the series where we take a microscope to the most brain-melting, reality-warping chemicals that science and desperation have to offer. If you've been with us this far, you already heard about the horrors of goon drugs, methylaced vape juice, and synthetic nightmares that make your spine sweat. But today we're venturing somewhere different, somewhere foggier. These aren't the drugs that make you dance. These are the ones that make you forget what a body is. The chemical path to ego death isn't too hard to achieve. So with all that being said, let's begin. 1. 3-MeO-PCP. First up is 3-MeO-PCP. This stuff is a synthetic dissociative with roots in the infamous PCP bloodline, meaning it's not just strong, it's dangerously smooth. Users report the effects start out like ketamine, with a god complex, and end in a philosophical debate with your reflection in a broken mirror. At low doses, you're floating, maybe even vibing. You feel euphoric and untouchable. But push the dose even slightly, you're entering a manic hyperspace where your thoughts are moving faster than light and your body is lagging 3 seconds behind. Some describe full-blown psychotic breaks, believing they're immortal or omniscient. And the worst part? It's functional. You might look normal, you might sound normal, but meanwhile you're actually in the middle of a spiral, arguing with the walls of your house about the meaning of identity. At high doses, you're not high anymore, you're just gone. And when you come back, you might not remember what year it is, or why your pants are off in a Chili's parking lot. 2. O-PCE. Next, O-PCE is a lesser known chemical that makes ketamine look like cough syrup. At a casual dose, it's just dissociation, but at heroic levels, it's like you're watching your life from a security cam in the 5th dimension. Your body does things, you observe, you're no longer in control. O-PCE isn't scheduled in many countries yet, which makes it terrifying. It's like ordering ketamine from a sketchy medieval apothecary. There's no testing, no consistency, just you, your fragile little brain, and a molecule that doesn't know the word mercy. Users report deep, echoing dissociation. One trip described it as saying they became convinced they were just a cloud of thoughts drifting through an infinite IKEA showroom. Not horrifying until you realize you're stuck there for 12 hours. Your motor function? Gone. Your speech? It's reduced to grunts. The only thing that's still running is the inner monologue, and even that is trying to escape. It doesn't help that O-PCE seems to alternate between euphoria and crippling fear. It's like flipping a cosmic coin every 10 minutes. The high can stretch for half a day, and the come down? Imagine trying to explain quantum physics with a hangover and half a soul left. This stuff is the substance that will have you questioning your existence and whether or not you accidentally merge with your gaming chair. 3. DXM. And finally, we return to a classic, the over-the-counter chaos demon, dextromethorphan, or as your local CVS calls it, cough relief. DXM is deceptively innocent. It's in NyQuil, it's in Dayquil, and it's in that generic green bottle in your mom's medicine cabinet. But at high doses, it turns your brain into abstract art. At first, it's funny. You feel floaty, music sounds like God humming in reverse. But once you climb the come up, it starts getting unholy. Visual distortions, out-of-body experiences, and a sensation that your skeleton is having an existential crisis. And then there's robo-walking. The classic DXM shuffle, where your limbs move like they've been patched into a laggy server. You're not walking, you're just glitching forward at 5 frames per second. Combine this with nausea, serotonin syndrome risks, and permanent brain fog if you abuse it, and you got yourself the budget airline to ego death. DXM might be legal, but so is Fugu, but that doesn't mean you should try preparing it in your dorm room. So there you have it. 3 crazy substances, each one ready to pry your fragile little mind from your skull and chuck that bitch in the void. From the polished psychosis of 3-MeO-PCP to the IKEA dreamscape of O-PCE, and finally the cough syrup gateway to astral projection. Remember, just because it's sold in a pharmacy or hasn't been banned yet, doesn't mean it won't turn you into a soy-maxed husk of your former self, curled in the fetal position, whispering to shadow people about the heat death of the universe. So if you enjoyed this descent into neurochemical horror, you already know what to do. Subscribe and stay tuned, because we only begun to scratch the crusty, scabbed over surface of the world's most cursed compounds. And with all that being said, I'll see you guys in the next one. Stay vigilant.